you're stringing together a bunch of pearls. I mean, every scene it has to fit into the whole, but it also, I mean, I guess the more you've done it, the more you cut scenes together and see them play out. If you can keep a specific idea of what its purpose is, and don't try to mutate what's happening to solely fit the purpose, because you want it, you want the building blocks, you want each brick to be in its right place, but they don't always have to be the same shaped brick. You know what I mean? It can be kind of fucked up. That's what makes it live. That's what gives it life. So it's you want inspiration, but you don't want tangential thinking. You know, there are times when, you know, when actors will bring something to you that's based on where they are in their personal life, or what, or, you know, the worst case is that when you're dealing with people who, my job is to make people secure in what it is that they're doing at the moment, even though in their lives they may not necessarily be secure. You do oftentimes run into situations with actors where they're going, I've done this too much, or I've done that, you know, and you got to be able to kind of coach them to go, no, that's part of your journey as a human being, but that's not part of the journey of this movie. So you need to keep your eyes focused on these 2 or 3 things in any given scene. You know, that where you start to become manipulative is when you're thinking solely in terms of what the narrative is supposed to do and the journey that the audience is supposed to be on. The actor's job is to be selfish of their character. They're the experts in who they are and what they're trying to do. My job, my expertise is in how it fits into the whole. And if you start to mutate what they're bringing to it so that it only serves the narrative, then you're bereft of characterization. And characterization, you know, life is what happens while you're making other plans. You know, the life, the thing that makes the tapestry of it is not the perfection, and how it's the rough edges. You know, that's the thing that makes people go. That's the thing that makes people relate to it on a human level. You know, that's the thing that makes an audience member sitting and go, I understand why he took that little beat. I understand that little inflection. I understand that that's me in there. So it's a juggling act, you know, and a lot of, you know, you're shooting a lot of takes, and you're shooting. So if it goes off in a direction that's kind of interesting, explore it. And if it goes off in a direction that's defeating the purpose of the scene, those 1 or 2 or 3 things that a scene is about and how it supports the narrative, then yeah, you got to rein it in. But it isn't your job to, you would be stifling the things that you will later, if you're lucky, take credit for by saying, no, remember, this is only about this. You know what I mean? It's about that, but it's also about, you know, the diner scene is not only about the narrative of Tracy stepping outside the threesome to divide information and say, it's not only about, I'm going to tell you a secret that my husband doesn't know, which is in and itself a narrative concern, because at the end of the movie, you know, Somerset has to look at Mills and understand that he doesn't know this information, and be in incredible emotional pain about the fact that he knew something that Mills didn't know. But it's also about how those two people relate and the relationship that they're building. So the things that actually work to the rough edges that make the relationship work have to be there, as well as the narrative beats. But certainly the scene is about, you know, Tracy saying, I don't want to live here, I don't know if I can, and I'm going to tell you something that even my husband doesn't know. Those are the 2 things that have to happen. But how they happen, and how, you know, Somerset divulges his secret and tells you, is the prerogative of the people that are in the movie. You know, not the characters, but the people that are actually playing those characters. So they're going to come to it with, you know, it's stone soup, you know. That's what you're hoping for. So it's a if you try to control it too much, it'll just make you miserable. If you have to realize that it's going to be imperfect, that, you know, the best laid plans. But that imperfection is ultimately the thing that's going to make it personal.